Hello. I want you to let go of the shame and the fear of aging, especially if you're a creative person and you feel like time is running out and you have not achieved everything that you've set your heart to achieve. All your dreams feel so far away from you. If, like me, you're in your 50s, you've probably had several career changes. I remember I started as a fixed asset accountant. No, I started as an accounts assistant. Then I went on to become a fixed assets accountant, just churning out reports, depreciation reports for companies, analyzing their fixed assets every month, and running reports at board meetings. And I just got bored because I was an accountant by day and a musician by night. I was part of a band. We were touring. And then at some point, when the band dissolved, I started writing my own songs, learned to play the guitar, going out to pubs, playing in small venues. So that took care of my creative side. That helped me to satisfy my creative side. But like every other person, I had real human responsibilities, right? I had to pay my bills, pay my mortgage, pay for transportation, eat, send money home because black tax is a thing. So the responsibilities that I had as a member of a society made me keep my day job even though I wasn't enjoying it. And then at some point, I was made redundant and I was able to take a year out to like just create music, write music, record my EP at the time. I think it was my live EP. Went into the studio. I was just like enjoying the creative life. Obviously, after a year, I was like, okay, money is running out because, as you know, playing in small venues and selling small CDs doesn't pay the bills. So I had to then go back into the job market. Prior to that, 5 years prior, I was also made redundant. I've been made redundant twice. And the money I got from the first redundancy, I used that as a deposit for a flat. So I felt like, okay, I'd done something with that money. And then my second redundancy, I took a year out and lived as a creative person. And I enjoyed my life. I really enjoyed that. But then, like I said, real life was like knocking on the door. So I started to look for work. It was a bad time in the economy. Work wasn't readily available. All the jobs I was finding, I just didn't find anything that was good. I found maybe like a 3 month contract. I went to work there as an accountant, and then the contract ran out and it wasn't renewed. People weren't hiring, and then one day I saw a job on the job advertised. I'm not sure where, online somewhere, and I applied, even though it was like a 50% cut from the last job I held. I was desperate. I needed to work. So I went in for the interview. It was for a small TV production company. All the people were nice. I'd never worked for TV before. I didn't even know this industry existed. I knew we were watching films and TV, but I did not know the work that went into producing TV, producing films, and it's a whole world behind the scene that actually makes things happen. So of course they would have accountants. Think about it. Um, every industry needs an accountant, right? Well, AI is coming. We don't know about that. But for now, every industry needs an accountant. So, yeah, of course, the pay was way less because I'd never worked in that industry. I had to take the pay cut. I had to learn. It's like going back to being an accounts assistant to really learn the industry and learn how things work. And because it was a small company, one of the directors who interviewed me, she really liked me. I liked her. It was a small company in Shoreditch. So I thought, yeah, let me give it a try. To me, I thought, you know what? The initial contract was for 6 months. I thought to myself, let me do this for 6 months. At least I've got some money coming in, right? And if I don't like it and something better comes up, then I can always leave, right? So this is better than having nothing. So I went in, I started the work, and my boss at the time was telling me, look, this is a good industry to be in. I was looking at all the numbers. I was looking at how much an accountant earned, like your daily rate. I'm like, oh my God, this is the industry I want to be in. And she was like, oh yeah, I'll teach you everything. She taught me everything. It is such a hands-on industry, how to deal with floats, how to deal with directors, executives, learning the basics, how to talk to broadcasters, how to talk to commissioners and run reports and submit reports and, you know, check that make sure the budget is, every production is on budget, and if there's any overage or underage, how to explain it, you know, like the TV speak. And I learned that for years. I was there for years just learning. So, of course, 6 months became 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. A few years after learning how TV works, I took a chance on myself and went freelance. Then, I did a couple of years with Viacom, led my own team, had my own accounts assistants, um, just worked. And yes, now I'm able to call my own daily rates. I'm able to earn a bit more. And like I said at the beginning, if you're in your 50s, you've probably had several career changes. A few years ago, I started a production company with my friend, Vengeance Productions, and we produced our first short. And what this part of my career has taught me is that everything takes time. It will probably take you 6 months to a year to write your short. Then it will take you another year or 6 months to find funding. So it's either it's privately funded, or you're able to sell your idea to a TV commissioner who gives you money to shoot the film, or you go and apply for grants and then somebody funds it. And we got the BFI grant, and we were able to shoot the film. Then it takes you a week to shoot the film. And then it takes you another year and a half to go into festivals to work the film and talk to people. And then you do it all over again. So as a creative person, it's you keep learning, even if you're not making a lot of money, you keep learning how to create stuff, how to make something out of nothing. You can't give up. You'll have times when you're tired and you feel like, oh my God, I've done enough. You take a rest and then you pick yourself back up. This is what I've learned as a musician, releasing music, writing music, releasing albums, touring. And now as a film producer, you know, looking for money to shoot the next film. And the next stage, which would be me writing my own stuff and shooting my own stuff and directing my own stuff. I am saying all this to say that this life is a journey, it's not a destination. So I want you, like I said at the beginning, to get rid of the fear and the shame that is attached to aging, because you keep measuring yourself against a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old, and measuring yourself against the number of years that you've spent creating stuff, and in your eyes you feel like you've not achieved what it is that you've set your heart to achieve. Whatever goals you've set for yourself, whatever definition of success you're going with, I want you to remove the fear and the shame that's associated with you thinking you haven't met those goals, and you thinking that you haven't achieved what it is that you've set your heart to achieve. Know that these things takes time. This is why I'm sharing all this with you. It takes time. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And as long as you keep learning, as long as you keep creating, making something out of nothing, you write that film, you write that book, you write that article, you write that song, you create that video, you create that thing that you want to create. And every day you keep learning something new. That in itself is success. That in itself is success. And I think we need to redefine success for ourselves, to remove the shame that's associated with unrealistic goals. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you today. Hope you're well. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.